Hello gang, my name is Falcon. Welcome to Vulcan's Forge, a theory crafting show where I think up concepts of items that were missing from Smite, or just fun things that I think would be interesting to do a show over, and I come up with theories and put them up so that you guys can see them. Note that anything that you see in here number-wise is just a placeholder. It would need to be tuned beyond the data that I have. So today we're going to talk about a topic near and dear to my heart: physical cooldown items. With the removal of Ninja Tabby having 15% cooldown, we have very few options that are going to fill that gap. We have Hydra's Lament, we have Ancile, we have Shield of Growth that are all cooldown options to fill this little range, but the problem with these items are they're not always good. Hydra's Lament's not good because some characters just aren't really made to do auto attacks that often, or it's just not good. Items like Ancile have to be stacked up, which is problematic. Shield of Regrowth only really works on a couple of characters, and no one builds it anyway. And so, in order to get an item for an ADC or a warrior, maybe even, characters like that are really ability-based, something new needs to be added to the game. And so I came up with two options, one of which builds its own tree. The other is just kind of a build off of some other items. So let's first dive into Rati. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. That may be wrong. I don't know. It is the auger used by Odin to drill a hole somewhere to get some mead. That's the story, at least. And I think it'll make the passive make a bit more sense too. So this item is a branch off of the Morningstar tree. You build into the Morningstar of speed, and instead of going into Heartseeker, you go into this item. It has an 850 price range, which is just a number. But I feel like it's a decent number. Slightly more than Heartseeker, but it does something a little bit different. So it is a physical power, movement speed, cooldown item with a passive that at 4 stacks gives you extra ability power contribution and gives you a heal for the damage that it does. Now this works with characters like Bastet. The heal would be like a heal over time for her bleed if she's using it on that, or if it happens to go off on that. If not, it's just the direct damage from her cat whip. It works with certain hunters, stuff like that. It works with dots, it works with regular abilities. So I feel like this item is a fairly interesting one that gives you not only a little bit of additional healing, something that ability-based characters don't get a lot of, because life still doesn't really work off of abilities. So yeah, it's just kind of a little niche item that, a dozen or so characters might find useful in some ones in the future, but it isn't what I consider game breaking. So that's the first item that we have to talk about. Note that all artwork is going to be terrible, by the way. The next item that we are going to look at, one that took a little bit more time to figure out how to make work, and this is the Hydra set. So if this item was added to the game, and note that I don't want both of the items, I think it would just be like one or the other, maybe. But if Hydra's Lament, or if this item was added to the game, or these items, Hydra's would be moved over to its own spot. Its own tree. And this tree would be the physical power and cooldown tree. And so what we have for this is a new starting item, which is Hydra's Fang, which is just 15 power, 15 power and 75 mana is what I have written down here. This gives it the ability to, it costs slightly more than Morningstar, but you get a little bit of power, a little bit more power, and a little bit of mana. The next part of this is Hydra's Venom. This is 30 physical power, 150 mana, and 7% cooldown. It also has a passive that your abilities deal 25% extra damage over 3 seconds with a 2-second internal cooldown, much like Hydra's Lament. It's kind of meant to be a mini Deathbringer type item, you know what I mean? Like, it's meant to boost physical power characters so that they don't need to build Deathbringer. The next part is Hydra's Blood, a more potent version of Hydra's Venom. 45 physical power, 225 mana, 15 cooldown. You get the gist. 45 extra damage over 3 seconds. So it's a better version of the one before it, obviously. And what this is to give you kind of a feel for, like, if I go Transcendence, I can go into this, right? And be able to, I'll get additional power even, because it has mana attached to it. And you're able to play a character that normally you can't play it a certain way. Like Neith, for example. Neith is an ability-based character, but if you try to build her as an ability-based character, you can't. Like, you're stuck having to build like every other hunter, and it annoys me. I want to be able to play a character that's supposed to be played a certain way that way. They want her to be an ability-based character, so why not give them the tools to do so? Obviously, balancing aside, I'm not worrying about balancing that much. They can make it work. But I think this would be an interesting concept to add. Just a kind of a crit item. This could even work out as a magical item, even if you think about it. Giving magical characters a semi-crit, if you will. Just food for thought. I'd like to thank you for watching. This is a theory crafting show brought to you by me, obviously. And it also is the second type of theory crafting show that I have. The other one is Mythos. I haven't really made any episodes lately, but I'm working on it. I do not have artwork. As you can tell, the art in here is very shoddy. It is what I've used from other things to make it happen. If anyone knows an artist or is an artist and wouldn't mind helping, I can't afford to pay you, but I can give you love. And maybe someday, money. That's the dream, at least, to give other people money too, while doing the things that I love. But that's it. If you have any suggestions for like the next type of item I should work on, I'm thinking magical pin items. Since everyone complains that we have a lack of those, I figured it's something I can take a look at. Share this video, tell your friends, yada yada yada, you know the drill. Just talk about stuff, tell me what you think, all that good stuff down below. And just thank you for watching, and I hope, most importantly though, you have a wonderful day and you maybe enjoyed this show. Thanks, guys.